What advice do you have about my chart notes? This is a question that actually we spend a lot of time talking with providers about on a regular basis. Because down the line, as we move into trying to settle their case, or if we have to file and we're in depositions or arbitration or trial, one of the primary focuses is always going to be your chart notes. And if that happens, if we're in litigation 2 years after the collision happened, we cannot go back and obviously fix those chart notes. So what's most important is to know what are just some good do's and don'ts to help you have as good a chart notes as you can reasonably have. Because no chart note is going to be bulletproof. You can just do your best to have a chart note that makes it harder for the insurance company or the defense attorney to attack it. The first thing is make sure that you have an accurate medical history, and don't take the first answer your patient gives you as the truth. You need, and not that they're not telling you the truth, it's oftentimes your patients, and I experience it with my clients, they don't remember things that happened in the past until I start asking more specific questions about it. Second, how did the collision happen, and especially what was the speed of the other vehicle? This is just can be a giant problem because there's very little visible damage done to the vehicle and your patient says they were hit at 40 miles an hour and you have that in your chart note and you're relying upon that, that's going to create some problems down the line because of inconsistencies. And what you simply need to do is ask more questions to make sure that your patient actually saw the vehicle long enough to know how fast it was going. Another thing is oftentimes, not all providers, but a lot of providers have like these check-in screens where your patient says how they're feeling. Oftentimes what they tell you in the appointment versus what they say at that check-in do not always meet. And you need to be looking at those answers from the check-in to make sure it's matching what they are telling you. That's a big deal. Also, what's really helpful is when you are doing your re-evaluations to put those all on one page as it goes along, as you're doing your second, third, fourth evaluation, because it allows us to be able to see on one page the improvement your patients have actually been making, which is the primary evidence that we need to show that the treatment you were giving was helping them and was due to the motor vehicle collision. Thank you.